For joining in. This is not my typical live stream. This is kind of an ad hoc live stream. And the reason I'm really doing it is to check out the gear because I've been having problems. I had a live stream yesterday that was very much an ad hoc live stream. We were just trying to get things working. And we had some network issues and some other issues. And then I've just got all kinds of things going on right now. With the YOLO box, I can't bring my YouTube up. And I know the YOLO box Extreme is still kind of new, and it's got some firmware issues and we're working it out. But gee, you would think that my YouTube chat would show up. So apologies to all of you. I will have to read your chats and respond to them up here. The other thing this is very much not a demonstration. Well, it could turn into a little bit of a demonstration, but it is very much not a normal live stream where I have something pre-prepared to show. We're going to try something live, so that's always fun. And that usually almost always results in this screen popping up. So I'm sure that'll happen at least a couple of times today for a couple of reasons. But the good news is I do still have an excellent, healthy stream over here. I did, based on everything yesterday, I did order a new switch and some new cat cables. So right now I am running my YOLO box, for those of you who were here with me yesterday, and I see a lot of you were, directly back to my router. There's a direct link all the way back to the router. It does seem like so far since 2:06, 3 minutes ago, we still have an excellent stream health. So that's good. I wish I could put your chats on screen. That is the most annoying thing because I always enjoy doing that. But again, the only ones I can do are the ones from Twitch. And technically, I guess, this is really the first time I've ever done a quasi-prepared stream over on Twitch. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody over on Twitch pops in and joins us. Looks like I have just 2 people watching on Twitch right now. I imagine Sundays on Twitch, you've really got to fight for viewership. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it up there because I want to play with Twitch a little bit and see what's going on. We have about 18 of you. We have about 8 likes. You know what that means? We have 19 of you. We only have 8 likes. You know what that means, right? So go ahead and do that. Let's see. Yeah, trying live stuff again is never a good thing. Let me see who we have online. And again, I'm really annoyed that I cannot put your chats up on screen. So I will be going through these, and I'm sure not to catch all of them. What I do love is that a bunch of you came in early and we're having a good chat. So let's see who we have. I may have to blow up. Hey, since I'm not sharing these, I can actually blow up the screen just a little bit. Let me do that. Oh yeah, now I can really see those. The good news is the chats are right here in front of me, so it looks like I'm looking at you as I'm kind of going through that. So looks like Mr. Landfill was first for the win in chat. He always likes to try and get there, so that's good. Now, some of you have started chatting about the topic we're going to look at today, so I'm going to bypass all that. So thank you for all the greetings. We have Neil is here. Good to have you, Neil. Mr. Landfill, as I said. Evil J is here. Who else? They were here really early. Stefan is here. Stefan was helping me troubleshoot yesterday. Tara is here. Good to have you, Tara. A lot of the regulars. Good to have you all here. Looking for something to do on your Sunday afternoon, weren't you? It is, well, it was right before we did this. It was just like rainy and nasty outside, and then the sun came out. But it's still a great Sunday for a live stream. Still have a healthy stream. That's good. Let's see, who else do we have who's joined us? Again, a lot of good conversation in there. I wonder what small makers of things will make of it, like the future was 8-bit. Yeah, Neil, we'll talk about that. I love in chat too that you have like your number 1, number 2 contributor hats. You can see that as you're in our chat room. So take a look at that. I think that's a lot of fun as well. Wonder Dog is here. Good to have you here, Wonder Dog. Wonder Dog has been here in the past as well. Tara, Wonder Dog, Evil J. Seeing if there's anybody new I missed. If you are watching and have not put a hello in chat, please do that so that I can call you out here and welcome you to the stream. Hey, there's some guy called Retrocombs trying to fix some issues. So that was then. Let's see, I think my wash is done again. That's what we get for having an internet-connected washer. Let's see, Evil J, Taro, looks like the same folks. I don't see anybody new. There's Mislav. Hey, good to have you here, Mislav. Mislav, our executive producer, welcome. And he does have the wrench, so he can help us with posting links and things like that, and he can ban you. So if you'd like to learn how to be an executive producer and get wrench capabilities, we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later, maybe not in this live stream. I don't know. Like I said, this is kind of an ad hoc live stream. It's not like my normals. Neil, PC Expert 75. Thank you. So he says it seems to be good on his side. So I appreciate that. We'll know because it is still healthy. Usually about 50 minutes is when the whole thing just goes down. And so I was doing a bunch of reading yesterday, trying to figure it all out. I made some changes. I don't know if it's going to help at all, but we're going to try it. The hardware that I ordered did not get here in time, but I am running directly, as I said, but I am running directly with kind of a flaky cable. It's a long cable. I'm hoping to shorten all that down a little bit. So Dave is here. Hey, Dave, good to have you here. Dave XOF. I know we've had Daves here. I believe this is your first time with us, so welcome to the live stream. And then, of course, Neil. So I think I am caught up. So why don't, well, let me check over on Twitch, see what's going on over there. Looks like there's just one of you on Twitch now. Okay, which I can't share. I can, like I said, I can share those. Yeah, just quickly about the shirt for those of you who may not know. I was born in Wiesbaden. I was in Germany for the first 2 to 3 years of my life. The son of a military Air Force retiree, but just always had a fondness for the country because of that, and have not been back. I need to get back, especially now that, you know, the retro scene and Mega 65 and everything. Somebody said, I think, where was that chat? I saw a chat that somebody said, Anton's here. Hey, Anton. He says Wiesbaden, about 40 kilometers, approximately 30 miles from my place. So good to have you here, Anton. Thanks for popping in. That's fun to know that there's somebody who has actually probably been there and could actually tell me what it's like. I obviously don't remember. So that's good. Jughead crowns. I love that. Yes. Jughead crowns is an excellent description of your little crowns on your head. So keep that up if you're trying to win that. Nope. Oh, I'm Dave. Oh, got you. He's the Dave Fox. Got it. Okay. So yeah, I was surprised because normally, Dave, I think we know who you are. So that's kind of weird too. Sorry guys, Mrs. is calling. Oh no, Miss Love got pulled away. Miss Love, we'll see you. Come back and check out the live stream later. I probably, I'm thinking I'll probably take, well, we'll see how it goes. Since I was able to record, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can cut it and do some things online. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing today. I did want to, let me go ahead and clear this out here so that I can see everything. I did want to, no, wait, I want to leave my chat up. There we go. What is the loneliest number? Yes, it is. Let's see. I was having, here we go. Evil J says, I was having double audio issue. Oh, wait, I was having, come on. I was having double audio issue even after killing all my web browsers. Only then did I determine the video started playing in Discord too. Oh, really? It was playing in Discord too. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I will go ahead and, yeah, let's go ahead and close that for now. All right, so what we're going to do is I have a few things. First of all, greetings to all of you. Thanks again for joining. I do have some notes here, so I'll be referring to that. But I want to talk a little bit about how many of you watched, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be 100% of you, but how many of you watch Perifractic? That's my nickname for him since he likes, as I said a couple of streams ago, he likes to butcher people's names. I thought I'd have fun with his. Perifractic. How many of you saw his video yesterday, which is part 2 of the Commodore acquisition? Go ahead and put that in chat. I'll be looking for that to see if everybody's seen it. If you have not seen it, there is a link down below in the video description so that you can go down there and check it out. And let me just, what I want to do is just follow up a little bit, just my views, and then I want to get your take in chat, which will be fun to see what you think about it. Wonder Dog says, yep, everybody, yeah, see, I thought everybody in here has probably been watching that. The last time, after I watched the first one, wasn't that excited about it. It's kind of dubious. There were some things that I said in the last one that I think I ended with, it's a wait and see. But, you know, I talked about you've got, we don't want the Commodore logo just slapped on everything. We want some quality around it. I also talked, here's what's really interesting. I also said last time, you know, it just doesn't include the same people. You know, some of those folks that we kind of grew up with and we knew were in the community. Wow, did a lot change in a couple of weeks since we've seen that video. So I've got some notes here, and I took some notes from the actual video as I was watching it and tried to flesh out some things. So let's just kind of get ourselves up to speed. So as we know now, Perifractic is acting as the CEO. Now, what's interesting in the video, he's not actually paid for it yet, but that the owners of the brand said, hey, you're passionate about this. You're big in the community. Why don't you manage this? And so they've allowed him to take management of this company, and it's a PBC, which we'll talk about, but he's actually the acting CEO of Commodore Corporation right now, yea verily, as we speak. So I'd love to know your thoughts about that. Of course, he was the one who jumped on it, so he's the one taking all the risks. And did I hear HELOCs and home loans and personal loans and credit cards, and that was scary. Do not like that for them, but it was interesting the way they're doing that. So one of the other things I thought was interesting during the video is he did a brand valuation, and the brand valuation said that the Commodore brand is worth about $87 million based on, 75% of folks still understanding the brand. Of course, that's very subjective, right? But, it's based on some business principles and valuation principles. And so the acquisition price, he's gotten down to, as he said, 7 figures. Now, we don't know if that's the low 7 figures or the 7 figures, right? So whatever, though, it's a double-digit mils, right? It's a double-digit mils. So still sounds like a pretty good deal. Not for a single individual, unless you're, somebody who's rich or an angel investor, something like that. But it does sound like he's getting a pretty good deal, okay? And then the other thing, he went through the whole process, not going through it again, but ended up landing on that this will be a public benefit corporation. So I'll admit, I was not as familiar with PBCs as I were like nonprofits. I've been on the board of nonprofits, been a part of nonprofits, so I understand the way that they work. So I decided to just get some more information. So understanding the public benefit corporation structure. So PBC is it's still a for-profit entity legally, and it's committed to both generating profit and creating a positive impact on society and the environment. So the environment in our case is the community of Commodore retro fans, right? Another thing that I found in my kind of research was the highlight of the structure is that the company prioritizes preservation and advancement of the Commodore brand and heritage and community over short-term profits. So the fact that he's using this PBC structure says to me that it's not all about money, folks. I've never really felt that about Chris Simpson. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know him. I've never talked to him, but just, trying to read his character in his videos, he does seem like somebody who's passionate about this stuff and really wants to see it succeed, not just from a profit standpoint, but from a cultural and community. So it seems like the PBC, the Public Benefit Corporation, is the way to do that. It also, it safeguards against merely rebadging products, since we're doing this PBC. I wanted to say PCB because we're so used to PCB Way, which, by the way, that'll come up here in a little bit, but PBC, it encourages genuine engagement with the brand's legacy, as we talked about. And then the other thing is this does require an actual board of directors who are legally protected when we consider the stakeholder impact. So all those things, eventually we'll have shareholders and we will have stakeholders, and we'll have reports and all of those things. So I'm curious to know, did the conversation around PBCs change your mind at all? And again, I'll talk a little bit more about my final thoughts as I talk a little bit more, but what did you think about the Public Benefit Corporation as a way to reinvigorate, revitalize the Commodore brand? I'd be really interested to get your thoughts on that in chat. How many of you are there how many of you are watching this thing right now? Let me go back to over here and see. Current viewer. Oh, it's getting kicked off. Let me bring that down just a little bit. So I got 25 of you. Great. So 25. Hey, Nick Fellows, good to have you here. Thanks for joining the stream. So yeah, start putting some comments there. I'll come back to it here in just a little bit. The other thing I want to talk about now, this is what got me more excited than anything else. Again, being pretty negative. Well, I wouldn't say pretty negative, just very cautious as of the last video. But when you look at the key supporters now you've got me excited. And the first one that got me super excited was Bill Hurd. Bill is a friend of the channel. Bill is actually in our Discord on the Retro Combs Discord. He hasn't been in lately. As a matter of fact, he's been away from social media and Discords for a while. But he is he officially let me call the Commodore. I call it. We have a Commodore 128 level membership, and he said yes, you can say it's officially sanctioned by Bill Hurd, which I love that. So I think having Bill just is put an ease on my mind. Of course, Hackaday. But one of the things I'm really super excited about with Bill Hurd, and I don't know if this is an idea, but you know, Bill Hurd really loved the Commodore LCD and had hoped that thing would come to fruition, and it never did. Wouldn't it be great if he got his interest and excitement about that device in play, and maybe we had a rebuild or a recreation similar to the Mega 65 that's the LCD brought up to modern. I just think that could be really interesting, that little form factor. Only maybe it's just of interest to me, but if it's of interest to you, let me know. The other person who really excited me was Michael Tomchek. Michael Tomchek is a character, folks, if you've been keeping up with his stuff. I should say, Bill Hurd, father of the Commodore 128 plus 416, is on board as a technical advisor, and he's a shareholder. So again, that's exciting. Michael Tomchek led the VIC team and guided the VIC 20's design. He was, what was the team called? The VIC, the attack, not the Jack attack. There was the VIC Warriors, the VIC something. There was a name and I can't remember. I should research it. I just remembered that as I'm thinking about it. But he guided the VIC 20 design, which is my personal first Commodore computer. By the way, keep that in mind. That will come back to play during this live stream. And the other things that he did, he was responsible for design, packaging, marketing, and launch. And he is back with Commodore Corporation as a senior advisor. Now, we all know what senior advisors are. Sometimes they're a lot like executive producers for films. They're just involved, their name is in there, but they don't provide a lot of feedback. The difference with Michael is I don't think he can keep his mouth shut, right? If you've watched his stuff, he wants to be engaged, and he also wants to be a part of this. So I think he's going to bring some really interesting things to it. The other one is David Pleasance, who was the joint managing director of Commodore UK, really driving the European market for the Commodore brand. So he's now the heritage and legacy advisor. I'm not sure what the difference is, but again, he's another advisor role, which would be great. But the other one that really got me excited was Jerry Ellsworth. And the reason I was excited about her is just because of her electronics cred. She shows up at all, like the Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. She's active. She's still in the community. She's still tinkers. She's still a maker. She's still a creator. But she is back as a technical advisor as well. So if you throw Bill Hurd and Jerry Ellsworth, who are friends, together, that's going to be a very, very interesting combination if they're help driving product development going forward. Or at least, as I've said in my last live stream, one of the things I didn't want was these disparate products and no product line, no timeline, no market line, product launch line, or there's no synergy between those products. But if we can get those two saying, hey, we'll be the ones to help kind of keep this on track and maintain that quality that Commodore brand should bring, the interest, the innovation, the nostalgia, all those things, I could get behind that. The one that was weird, and maybe this is just me, I never watched Silicon Valley, okay? I have no earthly idea who Thomas Middleditch is. I think I would never be able to point him out in the lineup with his name on screen, but he came on, he kind of started the video and he came back later. Yes, I know he's a star in Silicon Valley. Evidently he has some kind of Twitch channel where he live streams games. I'm not sure if they're retro games or if he's just a gamer in general. I suspect that he and Christian are friends from the Hollywood kind of community somehow, and they connected. I don't know that for sure. I'm making that up, okay? So I'm just assuming. All this is editorialized, okay? Feel free to share what I said. I don't care. But please tell everybody I am not in the know here. I'm guessing based on what we've seen. This is purely an editorial based on what I've seen. But if you know him and if he has more cred than I need to know, let me know in the chat. Thomas Middleditch. I'd never heard of him before. And if you watch Silicon Valley, maybe that makes more sense too. But for me, it just does not. So, the other highlight that I was really kind of excited about was PCBWay was engaged. And they are a manufacturing partner. As a matter of fact, I think they said, again, don't quote me on any of this. Of course you will, but I think he said PCBWay was helping with the very first product, which he teased at the very end. So I'm really curious, what do you think that first product is going to be? We should find that out in a couple of weeks. I think the next video will come out, and I think what they plan to do, wasn't it he was going to go to PCBWay, and they were going to talk about how they're going to manufacture this new product. I think that's what's going to happen. Sorry, I had to use my cough button. But I'm really excited in a couple of weeks to see what he has in store for us with their first product. Yeah, it said he'll be flying to PCB Way factory to meet with him, and he plans to share his experiences and first product reveal on the next video. I think it's the next video. We'll see. So that's kind of just a nutshell of what's going on. Some of my thoughts thrown in throughout there about this whole Commodore Corporation thing. The one thing it doesn't address is Amiga. Amiga is still over here. That IP is still owned by somebody else. I'm not sure if they're planning to bring that in. It sounds like they're focused on right now just the 8-bit side, the Commodore IP that's out there. And my understanding is there's even some Commodore IP that has slipped away. I'm not sure exactly what that is. So that's not good either. But so just, some thoughts on that. So final thought. Last couple of weeks ago, last week was a live stream. Yeah. I can't believe I'm doing 2 of these in a row. That's just amazing. Last week during the live stream, by the way, connection's still strong. Last week during the live stream, I'm paranoid about it now. I said I was kind of about it. And I was kind of probably on the to side, more in that middle to side, right? Now I'm over here a little bit more. I'm really super curious to see where this heads. I'm more positive. I wouldn't say I'm all the way over. I'm not an angel investor, so I won't be, he said that only right now shareholders could be angel investors or VCs. But I am not one of those, won't be one of those. So so I can say these things because I'm not investing, and I'm not encouraging anybody else to either, because I don't want to do that. But I'm excited to see where this takes us. I think, given the folks, and I think we're going to have some more folks. I think we're going to hear more folks in those next videos. I think more people are going to be coming on board that are going to get us a little more excited about it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with last week being about a 3.5 to 4 in excitement, I'm about at a 7.5, folks. 7.5, somewhere right around there. Again, I'm still interested to see how products like my favorite Mega 65 might roll into this. The Ultimate board, which I mentioned both of those, I think, at some point, and they were on his screen or his shelves in the back. So that's where I land on it. That is a good 20 minutes of me pontificating about Commodore Corporation. Now, let's get your feedback in chat. And unless it's popped up here and I can see it, nope, still hasn't. I'm not going to be able to share it, so I'm going to be reading it. And I will try and do my best to get caught back up here and let's see what we have here. All right, so I think I need to go back. Okay, good. Yep, seen it, saw it. PC experts saw it. Taro, well, one thing's for sure, Commodore is not going to be like Apple. No, absolutely not. It's a shame, though, because they should be, right? It should be Apple, Commodore still battling it out. And again, I know you all are out there. I'm not sure how Windows ever caught on technically. I mean, products were so far ahead of what they were doing. I get the whole market share thing, but yes, it will never be like Apple. Yeah, he's definitely all in if he took out a mortgage. I think he took out a second loan is what I heard. Well, that's Neil says we all need to support him. I don't know if we all need to support him. I think we should go in with good vibes, though. As a community, I think we should have good vibes. If you choose to support him financially, if that option is available, you'll have to make that decision. If there's an opportunity for me to maybe come in as a shareholder, I might come in low with some shares, just have some fun with it and say I have some of those. Although I wonder if I do that, would I have to be careful what I say? So I may have to be careful with that. Excitement is occurring, though Musk was that yeah, I think it was. But, I almost wondered if he's not coming in later. So it's very interesting. Seems like a VP up to Trammell, who is a Holocaust survivor. I see what you're saying. Yeah, seems like, I don't know if that was or not. I'm not sure what that was, Nick. We'll have to see. I would hope we were not being snarky like that, if I'm reading you right. He said low 7 figures. I know, low 7 digits, if I remember. So low 7 digits. So hopefully we're not up in, so that'd be 5 or less is what I would think. If you're in the low, right? If you're in the low 7 digits, that would be 5 or less. That's the way I would interpret that. Now, he could be stretching that saying 7. I don't know. But for me, low would have to be, really, it'd have to be like 4.5 and less for me. Yeah, you might be right, Evil J. It's just a troll thing with us throwing him up there. Although be really interesting if he came in as an investor. I know he's got some. Doesn't he have some? Was it sci-fi? I don't remember, but for some reason I was thinking he did have some geek traits or gaming or something. How are they going to extract 7 figures out of what is left of the brand to cover the initial cost? Never mind the ongoing cost. Yeah, Wonder Dog, that's a good one. That's where those angel investors and folks will have to come in, and there has to be a business plan. He's not talked about that. I suspect he will talk about that eventually. It's all about the money for Commodore. Maybe so, Wonder Dog. Needs profits to cover the cost. Yes, he does. He definitely needs to do that. And if his house is on a second mortgage, he's got to cover those costs too. Don't ask me. I'm one of the ones that back the Intellivision Amico. Oh, that's funny. Evil J. We all, in Kickstarter, we back things that we probably wished we hadn't. I think the best Kickstarter I had was the Sinclair Next, Specky Next issue 2. That one turned out all right, but I would be ashamed to share some of my Kickstarter purchases with all of you. Some of them happened, some of them did not. I think there isn't really a better way to do this than engaging the community of makers already making high quality Commodore and Amiga stuff. Again, Commodore and Amigas may still need to be separate because you don't get the Amiga IP with the Commodore. That's somewhere else. But to your point, agreed. If we can get some of those people now who are doing great things and bring them together. And he did mention a few of those. So I think the biggest win is that Perry got Mike Tomczyk on board. Yeah, he's a great marketer. So I think that'll be good. Again, for me, I think it was Bill more than anybody else. Although I think Jerry is a really interesting get too. Just listen to you and still don't understand public. Yeah, well, public. Okay, so let me see if I can. Okay, so the public benefit corporation is different than a regular corporation. Here's what I'm getting. It is a for-profit, so it's not a non-profit. It's a for-profit, legally committed to both generating profit and creating a positive impact on society and environment. So what it sounds like is the combination of a non-profit with a profit somewhere in the middle where you can have profits, but you have to explain and be able to justify that you are in it for the public good to draw certain funds. One of the things he talked about was being able to draw funds internationally as opposed to within certain companies. And evidently, the way I understand it, the PBC allows him to pull from a lot of different areas because it's not for an organization, it's for a community. I think I'm just confusing you more. So I should stop there. But it's trying to create a positive impact on society. It probably would be better if I did a search and found some other PBCs. We would probably understand that. If somebody out there would like to do a search and find out what other PBCs are out there, I did not do that. I should have done that because that probably would have explained it. Do that for us and put that in chat. Isn't seven figures single digit? 9 million. Yes, actually it's $9,999,999.99 if you want to get technical about it. That would still be there. So yes, everyone who thinks that it can't be profitable is forgetting that the new Commodore will be using middle out compression. I'm not sure I understand, Evil J. What is middle out compression? I'd like to hear that. Low 7 figures could be 1 million. Yep, that's the lowest. Could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as a 7 figure. Oh, that's interesting. I like that one. I'd like to know what Mega's take is on being able to brand the Mega 65. So I do have an executive producer on the channel who is associated, and I won't out them, but they are a supporter of the channel. And when I reached out to them, knowing that their name was invoked in the last video, basically the message was stand by. So what that tells me is there's some conversations. So we should be hearing about that at some point through this process. I suspect that Mega 65 probably, because they and the Ultimate boards are probably the most advanced new tech that we have, that is a recreation of the old tech. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not going to be engaged somehow in this process. And that could be a real boon to the Commodore or the Mega 65. As you all know, I love the Mega 65. It's sitting right here quietly with its cover. Oh, by the way, I did finish chapter 7, all the video yesterday. So I already started editing. So I think I might actually get that out by next weekend. But I think that could give more traction to the Mega 65. If you actually put the Commodore brand on the Mega 65 and people saw that, they would say, yeah, that feels like a Commodore computer. More so in some ways than I think like a Retro Games C64 Mini. I think that's, I want the full size, I want a keyboard. And even the Maxi, because we don't have some of the ports and all those other things, so that we can use some of our legacy hardware with the new device. I think that, again, that's why I love the Mega 65. But the Mega 65 also includes things like HDMI, SD card, all those really cool things. So there's that. I'm going to need to cough. Hold on. I'm talking too much, but what do? It's a live stream. The Vic Czar. Yeah, there you go. He was, Michael was the Vic Czar. Yes. But he had, there was a team that he had. I can't remember what it was. There was a name for the team. It's in the book, the Commodore history book, and I can't remember. Mega 65 is already way too expensive for broad appeal. Who is that? Wonder Dog? Yep. Adding another 5% won't increase distribution. And I think, well, I also think the Mega 65 is going to drop in price too. So hang in there. Yeah, and it's not. You're right. It's expensive. And I've always had to like save money as I get these. Oh no, we went from excellent to good. The stream just went down to 2.3 at 238, went down to good. So let's keep track on it. If I start hiccuping, please let me know, because I do know if I stop the stream momentarily and restart it, that'll fix it. So while I have you, if something happens and we go into this hiccup, don't go anywhere. Stay where you are, keep that same link up, and it will restart, just kind of like we had the hiccup at the very beginning. Okay, just trying to prepare you in case that comes up. Jerry and Bill are awesome. They are. The Mega 65 is already much more than a C65, so they would want to use the brand. It should be Commodore Mega 65. Yeah, I like that. Commodore, or they could go back to the Commodore 64 DX, which was the original name for it, but they never used it. It was just the Commodore 65. I don't know. There's a lot of different options there that could be really interesting. What a light Commodore 64X. I'm typing on one now. Are you? Okay, there you go. David Pleasance is a great guy, but his recent business stuff has been a mess. Oh, did not know that. Any remember his recent Amiga web stuff? No, I don't. So I have to go back and check that out. Thanks for that, Wonder Dog. Hey, great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You know, it really is just kind of me chatting. So that I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but thank you for that, PC Expert. Yeah, you should check out the show. It was pretty funny. Oh, wait, you're not talking about me. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I was taking that as something that was me. There was a show. What did we miss? Great show. Oh, I see. The great show was Silicon Valley. Gotcha. See, this whole delayed thing. I was thinking PC Expert was enjoying this show. Dag nabbit. I should have known better. But if someone out there is making Commodore aftermarket products now, are they getting shut down? Don't know. I doubt that they'll get shut down as long as if they're not using the brand. You know, a lot of people have used the brand, or they create their own stickers, and it's the Commodore logo, especially if you go to Vintage Computer Festival. I don't know how many stickers I've had that have the Commodore logo that I've paid. Well, heck, just right in front of me, I got this coaster right here I bought at Vintage Computer Festival. I can't imagine they would let that happen anymore without, having to pay a little kickback. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see. Yeah. Again, I'm kind of coastering right now with that. And you all see that a lot in my streams. Let's see. Davey says, I just can't see new 8-bit C64 showing up at Walmart. No, I don't ever suspect that. Although I will say this, I'm a little surprised, and maybe some Retro Games devices are. Did the C64 Mini ever show up at Walmart or in any of the department stores? I'm not sure. I am unsure. So interesting. I just got them on Amazon, but I don't know if I've seen any Retro Games at Target or Walmart. Have they even been to Micro Center? I think maybe Micro Center has had some of that. I don't know. But really love to know if you've seen them anywhere. I think Perry just had a C64 on his lap at the end of the video. Oh, do you? And just think he kind of did one of these things and was kind of doing the reveal. He didn't have what it really was. And then next time they'll kind of maybe share a little bit. Certainly sounded like one. The C64 has a distinctive sound. I think we're getting caught up here. Let's see. I'm hopeful many Kickstarters and stuff actually hopes might be able to buy a couple of shares. Yep, me too. On PBC, better that it's steered by the community and not the money makers. There you go. Thank you, Nick. Musk did sell a game through Broderbund for the VIC-20. Is that right? What was that game? Oh, I got to research that. Love to know that. Yeah, something like a bit of a Raspberry Pi Foundation vibe. Yes, yeah, I think that's probably a great way to put it. Kind of the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Now, it could be interesting if they build this to the point where there is something like the Raspberry Pi that becomes as popular, some kind of microcontroller or device that we could put in stores. By the way, speaking of Raspberry Pi, we're going to be looking at that a little bit today. Something you could give to schools to help with making and developing and programming and those types of things. That could be kind of interesting. I actually hope that the cooperation with Commodore would help to bring the manufacturing costs of the M6. That's what I'm hoping. I agree. I think especially if you get PCBWay to start doing the boards, because I know that, well, of course I know they use Trends. Trends is actually a really good partner. I'm not sure if they would pull away from them for that. And they're a German company. So I think there's some good things there, but maybe there's some other products coming that can do. I don't know. We'll see. The demand for legacy support is very, very niche though. Yeah. Imagine a Commodore branded Mega 65 console. We kind of talked about it, with all the cores. Yes, all the cores. The Amiga cores coming soon. I'm looking forward to that. Vic Commandos. Thank you, Jamie's Hack Shack. And Jamie is my other executive producer. Good to have you. By the way, the stream is back up to excellent health. So far, so good. Yes, the Vic Commandos. I appreciate that. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that. Army guy couldn't come up with Vic Commandos. That just does not make sense. All seems good so far. 5x5. Thank you. Cost reduced Mega 65 would be a great. Oh, you're great as well. Well, thanks. I wasn't looking for it. I'm sorry, PC. I feel like I pulled that out of you, but that wasn't what I was trying to do. On 2 live chats at once. Handle on here and my normal Dave. Okay, gotcha. We'll call you Dave. Dave. We got the C64 Mini here on the shelves in Finland, of all places. Really? That's kind of cool. Then again, the Commodore 64 had a great influence here. Yeah, it did here too, though. So you would think, I would have thought I would have seen C64 Minis at Target and Walmart, and I think they would have really been popular. You know, there's, again, what would they say? 75% of people still know what the Commodore brand is. And if you're looking for a really cool stocking stuffer at Christmas and you had those things, I just think that'd be cool. The last thing I remember in stores was Jerry's Joystick. I never got one of those. I think I was in that weird time where I wasn't really keeping up. And then the last thing I have, and then we'll go on to the next thing. I was really expecting something in the lines of the Atari 2600 Plus, but in a computer form factor. Yes, I was too. So, but keep that thought in mind too. All right, well, that gets us caught up. I guess I should check in Twitch. Let me check Twitch and see. Let's see. I love his Evil J. He's lonely over on Twitch. Sound off, crickets. Middle out compression is from Silicon Valley. Okay. Best viewers. Oh, hey, me do. Best viewers on stream. Oh, wait, is that spam? That's spam, right? I got spammed. Man, I got spammed on Twitch. Dag nabbit. Okay, well, if you're on Twitch, I'm probably not coming back for now for chat, but maybe. We'll see. Spam bot. Yeah, that's what I thought, Evil J. Thank you very much. How many viewers do I have over on Twitch? Let me go over there. We have one. One is a lonely number, Evil J. My foray into Twitch, this could be the first and last. Okay. Now, just a couple other news items I just wanted to share. Did I bring it? I did not bring it. Dag nabbit. I thought I had it with me, but that's okay. I've already spent enough time. Oh, there it is. Hang on a second. Speaking of all these great gadgets, I want to give you a little extra news. The Atari 2600 and the Atari 2600 Plus and the 7800 Plus, if you have those devices, there is new firmware available. So you need to go out and grab that. I do have a link down below in the video description so that you can go grab the firmware. Not a lot in here, but it did say that both of them they're basically the same device, just in different form factors. But there's increased game compatibility for homebrew games. Now that still does not mean that we can plug in a USB card anywhere and pull in our own games. It's just helping those creating homebrew carts have better compatibility. And then evidently there was paddle support issues. So it fixes that. And I just thought this was really interesting. I never even thought about this. High score support for NTSC/PAL retail games and some homebrew games. That was weird. I wasn't expecting that. And then the other thing was just minor bug fixes. So there is that. Now, the last thing for news before we get into our unboxing is I wanted to share. I did not turn on. There we go. Let me bring this up here. I hear Retro Pup barking, which means all the things that I ordered are probably now sitting outside my door. Big help that is this time later. Let's see. I may have to unplug that one. Hold on a second here. I'm not sure which one that is. I'm just having all kinds of problems with the technicals. Let's just do this. I'll show you from this view. This is good right here. So this device right here, the Atari 400 Mini. I don't know how many of you have tried this, but here's what I would say. It is on sale. It is on sale now, and it's finally under $100. As a matter of fact, it's listed now as, yeah, I know. I can't believe we get deliveries on Sunday, but we do, Tara. We have an Amazon warehouse less than 30 miles away, and they deliver all the time. It's kind of amazing. I ordered yesterday during the live stream, and it just showed up. So that tells you something. But anyway, these are on sale. If you go to Atari, they're $95. However, I checked on Amazon, they're $85, linked down in the video description. So if you've not purchased one of these, you might want to consider it. I really like the Atari 400, and I like the Atari 400 better than I do the Atari 2600 Plus or the 78, because not just the form factor, but because you can also use the USB to load up software. So I just think it's a much more versatile device. Now, there has not been firmware on this thing in quite some time. So currently the CPU utilization rate of this device has reached 99%, exceeding the upper limit of stable operation by 80%. Well, that doesn't sound good. What in the world? YOLO box? Not sure what that means. That means, and I'm only streaming at 1080p. Oh man, my YOLO box, I'm at CPU utilization of 100%. So I don't know how much longer this stream's gonna go. We'll see. So far, so good. Wow. Is it hot? It doesn't feel hot. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, get the Atari. Get yourself one of these if you don't have one while they're on sale. Now the price may be dropping because they can't sell them, but I will say it is a fun device. I have had fun playing with this guy for sure. And it's compatible with 400, 800, XL, XC, and 5200 games. So that's really cool. I thought about buying the 400 Mini at VCF-SW. Then I thought about buying an actual 800. Then I thought I'd probably never hook these up and just use my Mister. Yeah, maybe so, right? Okay. So put that back over here. So if you are looking for one to play with, there you go. All right, let me just check. I need to check my CPU utilization here and see what's going on. That is weird. It's only, and my temperature's not that hot either. So everything's working. Okay, CPU utilization may be dropping now. Let me change back to here. See if maybe we can get that back down. So again, just some YOLO box growing pains for me. All right, so that is the news. Now, here's the other thing. I'm going to move my keyboard to the side. I'm also going to see if I can fix something here. Hang on, I'm doing some live. I should have hooked all this up before and I forgot to do that. That's my fault. Let's see if that pops up. There we go. So we've got our desk view right here. I was at the Micro Center a couple of days ago. Those of you on the Discord know I posted a little thing. Yeah, my bit rate just went down too, so I have to keep an eye on that. Oh, hang on. Let me check something here. Got to go. Oh, see you, Wonder Dog. Sorry, you can't hang around. Cheerio, Wonder Dog. Have a good one. I've got, Taro has the 400 Mini. Super. I thought about buying, oh yeah, I did that one. The Minis are fun to plug in every now and then. I recently dug out my A500. The A500 is kind of fun too. And there's a package you can get where it just puts all the games. But I tell you, for an Amiga experience that's emulated, and you're looking at the screen down there. For an Amiga experience that's emulated, I go to PyMega 4 right now. And of course, I'm looking forward to PyMega 5, which brings me to getting ready for PyMega 5. I have one of these. So I finally have a Pi 500. Now I did get the UK layout with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which I did on purpose. I don't know why, I just wanted the UK layout because I've got a Raspberry Pi 400 that's in the US layout, but I wanted it just, I don't know, just support my UK friends and fans over there. But I've not opened this, so what we're going to do is we're going to give this a quick open, take a look at it. I don't think there's much of a change between this and the Raspberry Pi 400, which, if you've not seen me use the Raspberry Pi 400, I have a video that I've installed PiMega on it, and then I have this funky laptop case where you drop the Raspberry Pi 400 in it and it has a screen. And it worked okay, but there's some really weird quirks to it. But you can check that video out as well if you're interested. I probably should have put a link to that, and I did not. So, all right, so let me put this down here. Stream, man, that CPU is still at 100%. I do not understand what's driving that because I do not have even half this stuff running. I don't know. Well, as long as the stream's hanging out, maybe it'll get itself all situated. Okay, so then we are going to open this way. And you don't get much, do you? You just get the computer, I think. Yeah, that is it. Look at that. That's all you get. Wow. So there's the device. Now, I'm not plugging this in, but I will kind of keep it. So let's see what we have here. We have USB-A to USB-C, or USB 2, USB 3. Oh, this one has a card in it. Oh yeah, I guess I did. I bought it with the card. I didn't remember that, honestly. I didn't think I bought it with the card, but it's got a card with it. So I'm assuming Raspberry Pi OS is on there. I did not remember purchasing that. Maybe it was a special deal and it just came, but I'm going to take it, because one of the other things I think that is a disappointment about the Raspberry Pi 500 is it does not include the headers for the M2 SSD drive like the Raspberry Pi 5 does. Now the pads are there, and I think I saw a video where they actually plugged it in, but I don't know. So at least for me, the video quality of YouTube is better. I assume you're talking about maybe versus Twitch. I don't know. So maybe you guys, I'll check it later. Anyway, and of course on the back here, we have our USB-C for power, our 2 mini micro HDMIs, and then we have a port here for the GPIOs, and then we have Ethernet right here. So there were the ports I was talking about when we were off screen. Sorry about that. And then we have a Kensington lock, which I think is just interesting. We're going to put a Kensington lock on this. On the bottom, you see it's white. On the Raspberry Pi 400, it is what, orange, something like that, or that pinkish thing. We'll see that color here in a minute. But really nice. I really like this little form factor. So, talking about what we were talking about, what if Commodore came out something like this form factor with or for education, and we used, I don't know, what operating system would we use? What would we do with it? Would we put BASIC on here, Commodore BASIC, an enhanced version of Commodore BASIC like we find on the Mega 65, and we say, hey, before you teach programming and Objective C or all those whatever programming languages, Python, maybe you could start a little bit with BASIC for those early adopters and get them started. I don't know, something interesting. So of course, along with that, while I was at Micro Center, now I didn't get this at Micro Center, I'm sorry, I ordered this, and this came from Pi Moroni because I wanted the where is it? It should have the pound sign on here. Where is it? Because this is supposed to be the UK version. Does the UK version not have the pound symbol? It has, oh, there it is right there. Okay, you have dollar symbol here and you have pound symbol here. So there you go. So we have that. But I didn't get a power supply with it because I want an American power supply. So I just picked that up, $14.99. I got the 45 watt USB-C one at Micro Center last week, and there you go. So we've got that right there. But then the really cool thing, yes, thank you, Neil. I just saw that. The really cool thing that I got at Micro Center, so let's just kind of set that aside for a minute, is this thing right here. I got the official Raspberry Pi monitor. Got a little bit of a break on that one, I'm not going to lie. This is the red and white version, it's 15.6. Now, I understand people have said these are, they're okay, but I really just wanted something that matched my Raspberry Pi. Now, what I failed to do, and I just didn't think about it, I should have got the mouse. I don't know, the mouse is $6, $7. Next time I'm up that way, I'm going to pick up the mouse. But I want the official Raspberry Pi mouse. That way I have at least one setup that is the official Raspberry Pi setup. And again, my goal with all this is to put Pi Mega 5 on here when it's released and set it up permanently so I can always have like an Amiga running. And I just think it's a great experience. And I love that Pi Mega is now based on Raspbian OS too, which is really going to be nice for this. All right, let's take a look and see what we have inside. Now this is the first unboxing of this device, if you've not seen one. Oh, it's a nice heavy monitor. Let's see. So let me take the screen. Let's see what we have in the sidecars here. Looks like nothing in here. This is probably, oh, here we go. This is USB, I'm going to assume 3.0 to USB-C or vice versa, USB-A to C. And I believe this is going to provide power for us. Let me get rid of this box here. There's nothing else in the box. I believe we're going to get power from the Raspberry Pi 5, which is why I wanted the extra power supply, the larger power supply. Let's see if that's what they say. Go down here. It looks like you can change the view angles from 0 to 90. I don't know how that works. Remove the monitor and cable from the box. Please read the product information. Hey, we're doing that. I'm actually reading the manual. Remove the monitor from its sleeve. Unclip the stand on the back of it. Plug in power and HDMI cables. Oh, it's not over. It doesn't go over USB-C. You'll have to have an HDMI cable. All right. So this is just helping provide power. So I'll need to get a power brick. So, oh, this is interesting. I was not expecting this. Check this out. So you've got controls on the back right here. Kind of hear those. You got power, brightness, sound. That's kind of nice. HDMI. Now, if I remember hearing, the HDMI port is under here, which is kind of odd. Is that right? Yes, there it is. So you can see that here. I was hoping maybe it would be a direct USB-C to, but I guess that maybe that wouldn't work. So I'll have to figure that out, how we're going to power it up. And you also have a headphone jack or speaker jacks here if you want something more. So when it sits, it's going to kind of sit like this. Let me move this. And this is pretty tight, so you can just put that at whichever angle you want. Maybe a little higher, like this. And if you guys want to see that, I will put that here, right there. So you can kind of see what that's going to look like. Again, if I had the Raspberry Pi mouse, that would be nice. And that's pretty good. That's actually a really kind of form factor wise, that's not bad because it's got the monitor if you're comfortable with that. Now, if you'd rather have your head up straight, it's not going to work. You may want to mount it up somewhere, or put it up on a books or a shelf or something, but it's not bad. What do you guys think? Does it support 50 hertz? I do not know. Let's see. Let's see, 50 hertz. It's HDMI. I would assume it does. Connectivity, 15.6, 16:9 ratio, IPS LCD with anti-glare, color depth 16.2 million. Supports for 44, oh, that's audio. It does not say under the tech specs whether the display is, I assume it supports both 50 and 60 hertz is my guess, but I don't see it in here. So sorry about that. I'm afraid I cannot answer that question, which I hate that. But I don't see that here anywhere. I'll put that up here in case it's got the information you need and I'm not seeing it. And I think that's all. Oh, wait, here. Let's see what we have here. Oh, here we go. This is good. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. So looks like, oh, looks like we can draw. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we can. Oh, no, look, we've got two separate adapters here. Looks like we can draw power from the Raspberry Pi, maximum of 60% brightness, 50% volume. But you need separate power supplies for both to get 100% for that. So that is interesting. I'll have to play around with that. So now I wish I'd purchased two of these because I think I only have the one, but I'll figure it out. So that makes it a little bit pricey because if you've got the monitor and you need two power supplies, well, you may already have this, but you still got to add the power supply. So it's not just, I think they retail for $100. It's not just $100, it's $100 plus $15. So you keep that in mind. You are not getting your power supply with that. All right, one way to test is to connect to the M65 and see if the 50 hertz demos work. That's a good idea, Tara. But that is not for this live stream. All right, last thing we want to do for the live stream before we start wrapping this thing up. How long have we been at this? We have been at this for, let me check my time here. Looks like we still have a good stream, been about an hour. So let me go ahead and put these things away so that they are protected. I don't want to just drop them somewhere. That is a good looking monitor though, I will say. That is, oh, it does have the VESA mounts, so that's kind of nice. So you can see that here, get you a better view of that. So it is, don't you think? I think it's, I haven't seen the screen yet, but probably after the live stream, I'll go ahead and hook it up and check it out. But I do think that is a pretty nice screen. Let's see, let me go ahead and put that back in its protective sleeve so it doesn't get marred up. All right, I'm gonna go back to chat here in just a minute and then we'll do the last unboxing that I have for today. Let me go ahead and put this back in the box. Because again, I want to make sure this thing does not get hurt. Oh, got to flip it over. Yep, flip it over, Stephen. There we go. There we go. All right, Raspberry Pi. Okay, let's check in chat, and I'll move the Raspberry Pi 500 over here, You know, I have all this stuff. I know I have no time to do any of this. I'll find time. Eventually, I'll find time. If you haven't seen some of my other live streams, I did take on a new role with the paying gig, and it is something I'm having to learn, so it's taking some time. Hey, Deft, good evening to you. Deft is another one of our wrench holders. You can see that here. Jamie's going to take off. He'll come back later. Oh, you're going to miss the really cool thing. The next one I think is the coolest thing we're going to play with and take a look at. So let me see. Let me come back up here. Just due to use, is there a heat issue? No, it's not hot at all. As a matter of fact, it's well within tolerances, but it's just showing 100% CPU usage. And again, I don't know why. Because it should not. It's really odd. I've not had that happen before. So now I just updated with a new firmware. I wonder if that's going to turn out to be an issue. So we'll get it worked out. Comes with the SD card. Mine did. Oh, good. Good to know. Thanks, Dave. I totally on board for a new Commodore all-in-one system. I just think that would be cool. I do think that would be a really cool piece. Buttons are coming. Poor responsiveness. Something going on with Neil. Isn't the enter key different in the UK and US layouts? Is it? Is it? Is it? It looks... You know, it's way over there. Interesting. It is way... Oh, I didn't notice that. Check this out. It is way over there. Look, if I'm on home keys and I've got to hit enter, I got to go way over here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I did not notice that. Whoa. That's a long pinky stretch. Yeah, normally it's just like right here. Wow. Yeah, usually it would be right here. So yeah, good catch. Ouch. When I'm on this one, I'll be double stretching. Ugh. How do you guys do that? Ouch. Some of us still call it the return key. Yep, it looks like the European enter key. You really need to try that monitor out with the M65. I will. It's a carriage return key, and my car gets 5 rods to the hog shed, and that's how I likes it. I love that. That's good. Very nice. Let's see. Good idea. Okay, good. Def, yeah, thanks, Def, for popping in. All right, so let's go back now to the, since I'm caught up on chat. Okay, now here's the biggie. I got to move some. All right, I was on eBay the other day. You know how bad that is, being on eBay. And I found something, and I want you all to tell me. I'm going to try. I don't know. We'll see if I can turn it on. But I want you guys to tell me what you think about the value of this purchase. So I'll just start with, it started out as $75 on eBay. Shipping was about $20. It wasn't that bad because it was the next state over, which was really nice. So, and then as I always do, if it's an option, I always suggest a different price or whatever that's called. Make an offer. There we go. And I made an offer for not $75, but $60. So I dropped $15. That's a lot to ask of somebody. And I was kind of surprised it came back as quickly as it did. Yes. because it had been online for a while, and I would be surprised if somebody didn't. But so you guys get to decide whether I got a good deal or not. And remembering everything I've said during this live stream, it all comes full circle. It all seems to come full circle somehow on my live streams. So I'm going to put it up here. Ooh. And you can start making your guesses now if you want, based on what I have said in this live stream, what you think this might be. So I'm going to have to go over to this view, guys. And hopefully our stream will last. You know, what's interesting is we are over the hour and we've not had the stream die. So, you know, who knows? Maybe we're good, okay? At least from that standpoint. Schrodinger's cat. Yep, that's it. How'd you know? All right. I can hear it meowing in there. All right, let's open her up. And actually, I will say this, and I'll let you have a shot. I'm gonna give you a little tip. If you look around behind me, and I know it's kind of dark, there are hints as to what's in this box. So let me come back here, and I'll just kind of let you take a gander across everything. There are hints. Of course, there's a ton of hints, actually. Now that I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's not a hint because that's all kind. But there's a hint back here about what's in this box. All right, so let's see. Oh, that would be nice, 1000HX. That would be cool. All right, let me see if I can get this thing open. This bit box is almost too big for this studio right now. And I got the Mislov knife here, which is nice. Oh, I need to give you the view, don't I? Sorry. There we go. Let you guys kind of watch what's going on here. So far, seems packaged. The seller was a 100% seller or whatever, so I'm hopeful that, you know, I got what I paid for. And I think some of you, after you see it, you're going to look at it and go, why? So I'm anxious. Something Commodore is what Def says. Well, you know, Def, probably the smartest thing you could say on my channel is probably something Commodore, right? I think that's always probably going to be the case. I do focus on it. All right, well, great. We do have the obligatory peanuts. All right, here we go. Here we go. You ready? The big reveal. Look at this. Oh man, let me see if I can do this without spreading peanuts everywhere. All right. Oh my gosh. Let me go ahead and do something here, guys. Ooh. All right, I'm just cleaning off the static peanuts here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Gosh, these things, I wish we could have used something else, but I get it. All right, let me go ahead and put this box down for a second. Whoa, hello. I got white snow everywhere. All right, let me get this thing closed and out of here so it doesn't make a mess. Oh, hey, hello. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Stuff. I tell you, the things we suffer through as retro computer enthusiasts. Number one, the styrofoam peanuts. Hate these things. Hate them, especially because it's staticky down here. All right, so let me put this down so I don't accidentally dump it. All right. And, sorry, I'm a little OCD when it comes to cleanup, so I'm kind of right now cleaning up down here. Hang on just a second. All right. This is really cool. This is cool. This is, so far, met my expectations. Now we'll see once we get in here, but okay, all right. More of that. Okay, here we go. Yes. Check it out, guys. Woo! Look at the box. Okay, so we have to remember this box. Now this was, and I don't know if you can see it, this has the original price tag of, it looks like it came from, I cannot read that, something in company, $239.99, 240. So this is a full, almost like a full price purchase box back in the day. Serial number on this one is 713658. The box is in really, you know, when you consider the time, it's in really good shape. So, oh, and the thing that was kind of the hint, which you would never know, is I've got all these great cartridges for the VIC-20 and have had these forever. Now I have a VIC-20. As a matter of fact, I have 4 in various states of repair. 3 of them do not work. They're parts only. And I got 1 working from 3. And it's just barely working. And I know I could get in there and do some things. But this one was said to be working. And it looks like it's really lightly used. But all these cartridges, I have Avenger, Gorf. Are these bringing back memories, folks? So again, the VIC-20 was my first computer. And look, check this out. I even have a 16K memory expansion card for the VIC-20. I also have another 16K for the VIC-20. Really cool. I have Adventureland right here. I have Seawolf. Hey, and not to be outdone, I even have a 8K RAM cartridge. These came with all those other VICs I found. And I got all those for $100. I got 4 of them non-working for $100, but it was all the stuff that I really was after. Never heard of this one. The Sky is Falling. Know this one. Mole Attack. Remember getting beat by this many times. Sargon 2 Chess. So those are here, and we're going to see if maybe we can turn this thing on. We're going to give that a shot if we can do that. All right. So here we go. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to be very careful. The picture, rate on Fort Knox, that'd be good. The pictures, oh my gosh, he did not tape it. Oh, he did. He taped it. Or somebody taped it. Oh man, I wish I hadn't done that. Look, they put tape on my box. Tape on my box. All right. Probably did not know what they had. My guess is this seller, because this seller had all kinds of stuff, probably did not know what this was. Which is why I got it. It's probably been sitting in their inventory and they're like, well, am I going to get rid of this thing? And then they probably felt like some schmuck offered me just enough money to say, yeah, I'll take it. But as you can tell, the box is really in good shape. All right, let's go back over here to this view here. Okay, opening it up. Let's see what we have inside. Oh my goodness, more peanuts. Holy cow, what do we have here? All right, looks like we've got some things in here. Let me get my box out because I'm going to throw these peanuts into the peanut thing. Yep, got to throw this out in the trash as soon as I get done. I have peanut juice all over me. Peanut juice. Is that a thing? Peanut juice? What do we call this little white garbage? Peanut juice. I had a name, but I didn't want to call it that because I'm trying to keep a family level, live stream here. All right, so let me go ahead and get these out. So looks like we're missing some of the packaging from the original box, but that's I can understand that. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of here. Anybody need any styrofoam? I have plenty. Is this how you plan to spend your Sunday? Do we still have a stream? Yeah, we have a healthy stream. That's good. But this CPU warning is really freaking me out over here, though. I keep feeling like this thing's going to shut down in a minute. All right, let me pull this out here. Throw this over here. We have some extra things in here I don't know that I knew were in here. Oh man, that does look, oh, check this out. Oh, I love this. Look at this, folks. Oh my, this is cool. Hold on. All right, box is nice and clean. I'm going to protect this box. I have another box for the VIC-20, but this one is probably the best I have. I might actually go ahead and get some laminate and put on this to protect it. I'm thinking about that. So let me know what you think, but I think that could be a possibility. All right, here's the computer itself. All right, let's see what's in all here. We should have power supply and some other things. Let's go ahead and, oh, let me show you this first. This was, check this out, the Commodore price list. Look at this. VIC-20 system peripherals, VIC modem, joystick, two-player game paddles, which I have. I have the paddles back over there, which is kind of cool. I thought I had, oh, here we go. Let's use this one instead. There we go. Now you can see me as we talk through this. Memory expansion cartridges. I have a couple of those. Interface. I do have a VIC modem. I wish I could figure out how to do something with that. Recreational games on cartridge. Look at this. This is so cool. I need to scan this and get this to you all in my Discord so that you can take a look at it. If you're interested in that, let me know. But I can quickly scan this with my phone and get you some copies so that you can take a look at it. Really nice. Which tells me that this has really been taken good care of. Here's product shipping specifications. Looks like somebody was printed out Space Intruders on the, oh my goodness, look at this. On their printer. Check it out. This is Space Intruders. This might be a, do you want instructions here? Look at that. Wow. This is Bowling Alley. What's this one? This one is, doesn't say, welcome to the game of Cram. It says right here, Cram. I love this. Look at this. I kind of want to just frame these and put these up in my office. Wouldn't that be cool? Hustle, written by Peter Trefonis. Oh man, look at that. That right, I'm telling you, that right there would be worth, I don't know why, I just think that that's worth 70, that's worth 65 bucks right there. I hate to say that. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty cool. Isn't that great? Very neat. Okay, I need to protect that. That needs to be protected. I'm going to put that back here for now. So, all right, now let's see what we have in here. Let's grab this. They did a good job wrapping it for sure. I just, again, wish I hadn't put tape on the box, but I think I saw somebody say big cartridge tape. Yeah, I have the Plus and Plus 2 penultimate cartridge. I need the penultimate cartridge. I want to think Jamie has an extra. He said I could borrow something like that. We'll see. What is this? What do we have here? Oh, we've got, this is really nice. Gosh, I'm still getting flagging errors over here on the CPU, but everything's going. I've got to stop this pretty soon or we're going to lose this thing. Oh, look at this. Looky, folks. This is in good shape too. Check this out. So here's all of our parts and pieces. And these look pretty clean. So I won't break these out. Well, there's a cable in here. Let me grab that because I want that cable. That was good too. Check this out. Okay, open this up. All right, first of all, the best computer manual ever written for a personal computer was the VIC-20. Oh my, this one, look at this, guys. This is in fabulous condition. I have one, but it's not nearly in as good a condition as this. Look at this. Oh man, I'm feeling like I need to do a VIC-20 user's guide series when I get done with the Mega 65. What do you guys think? Should I do a VIC-20? That would really be nostalgic for me. Look at that. That is wonderful. Such good quality. Oh my. Again, I have one, but the cover's ripped off. As a matter of fact, it looks like this on the outside. So this is great. This gets me to the point where, yeah, this thing is an amazing shape considering where it's probably been. Let's see, what else do we have in here? We have a sheet of paper here that says, oh, what's this? Other devices. Oh, it's the, they've actually included a modern cable for connecting. How perfect is that? I don't think this thing's ever been used. It's still got the original thing on it. Look at that. And then we've got our RF adapter here. My goodness. That is amazing. I really don't know what to do with these things, but I have a collection of those. I will go ahead and put it with the rest of them. So this is great because I was thinking about trying to turn this thing on today, and I have a cable. Now I've already attached a cable over here, but it does say yellow to video, black to audio, so that's good. So now I've got an extra one of these. You know, it would have cost me $12 just to get that by itself. So that was, so if we think about the book and everything else so far, I've already got my 60 bucks back. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, this should be the power supply. At least I hope. You know, I don't, now that I think about it, did I actually get a power supply? I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. wait just a cotton picking moment here. This is not, hold on. This could be, dude, this is like Christmas. Back in the 70s. This is really interesting. I don't think any of my Commodores have this kind of power supply. What is this, guys? This is the original, right? Look at this guy. Oh, it's because it's this kind of plug, right? But this looks brand new. Man, this looks brand spanking new. Look at this. It's the Commodore AC adapter for the VIC-20. I mean, this looks brand spanking new. That is amazing. And I can't tell. Wow. Oh, I just pressed and I heard something. Maybe that wasn't good. Man, I don't have another power supply either. I was going to plug it in and try it out. So here's the other thing. If you guys know of I feel a little weird about that power supply. I do know it works with that power supply because he showed a video, a picture with it plugged in. So I might try it. But is there a replacement VIC-20 power supply that I should get? Because I don't like using the original. So if you have an idea, let me know. Now we'll probably try and hook it up just to see if everything's working. But I would love to know. Now let's check out the actual computer itself. Nicely prepared. I'm gonna have to give this guy 5 stars, or gal. I'm not sure who. Again, I think this was something somebody found, didn't know what they had, but I sure am glad I have it. So this VIC isn't the cost. No, it is not the cost reduced. This is early model. But what's amazing to me is this early model, and look how nice it looks. I mean, I think this thing sat in the box forever. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I'm just looking at it through the plastic and it looks great. Daggone. If we get the trifecta and this thing works. How did we get that? How did they do that? Oh, we got this. Okay. 9 volt. Yes. Is it 9 volt? Let's see. Is it AC? Yeah, it's 9 volt. This says input 117 volts DC. What's the output? I don't know. I'm going to have to find something, but I'm going to have to replace it. The other power supply that I have from other VICs, it's that big brick thing. So maybe actually this one's better because it's an earlier model. I don't know. Okay. All right, folks, the moment of truth. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my. Wow. Sorry, I'm getting really excited because as I dig in, I'm seeing a VIC-20 that looks like it's never been used. Holy smokes. Folks, check this out. Look at this. $60. $60. There's a little bit of some dirt. Let's see. Yeah, it's just dirt, so I can clean that up a little bit. Oh, looks good. Wow. See a little bit there. Very nice. Let's see. Let's check our back here. I probably will open it up and try and clean it, but man, everything looks really, there's a little bit of dirt in here. You can see that, just a little bit of dust right there. A little something flaky right there. Get that out. But I probably will open this up and go in. But this is just incredible. Look, it's still got the feet. And they're rubbery. They're not sticky either. Oh my goodness. Yes, less than a year for sure. Oh, dudes. I'm enjoying this one. I'm not going to lie. Let me see what you guys are saying about this. Let me come back up here. Let's see. I managed to find Commodore paddles. Yeah, I have the plus. Okay, we did that. Wow, the RF switch looks near new. I know it does. Looks like someone got this computer and then must have upgraded. Yeah, they probably went to a Commodore 64, maybe. But I mean, it's one of the original ones, so I'm not sure. Or maybe they just didn't like it. Or maybe it went to somebody and they said, oh, thank you. What I always wanted was a computer, and just kind of put it over there. Yeah, it's an original 2-prong older model. It's the AC power supply, probably the best version, usually bulletproof. That's what I think too. This is the first version I had. It was this one. So I'm really excited about that. So the VIC isn't called, nope. Hook up a USB adapter. Can you do 9 volt? Wait, I'm not sure. What's coming out of that thing? Is the AC, I assume we're getting 9 volts out on this? Is that what we're saying? I don't know. I'll research it, but yeah, you're probably right. Those only use 9 volt, never had a VIC. I don't think those fall like C64 bricks. The VIC needs AC. That's what I was thinking. I'm sure there's a USB adapter someone must make for these. Beautiful. Wow. That's I'm not sure, Taro. That's Courage. I don't know. Crazy. Oh, crazy. Okay. If you don't want to use a tape deck, you don't need the extra power. Yeah, I'm thinking that they use that. Yeah, it's beautiful. What's the serial? Oh, the serial number again was 713658. So I'll be researching a little bit on this. And it's gold label. I know. I like it. I like it. Really nice find there. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you for that. Hey, let's try it. You guys want to try it? You guys want to hang out with me for just a little bit longer and see if we can get this thing turned on? I've got a little bit of time. The stream's holding in there. We haven't had any hiccups. We still have something weird with the CPU over here, but we'll give it a shot. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and hook it up. So I'm going to use the original power supply. I've got these rubber bands on here. I'll go ahead and pull that off. I don't usually like to use rubber bands. I'll go ahead and put Velcro on these. So we'll go ahead and get rid of those. Throw those away. And we'll plug this into here. Oh, I so remember that. And it's got the little switch right here. You know, the one big chunky switch. Let's see. Oh man, I can't flip the switch. Uh-oh. Oh no. The switch isn't flipping. Oh, there he goes. Man, it's hard. Oh, I think I just broke the switch. I think I just broke the switch. I moved it over and it didn't turn on. I mean, it just kind of chunked. I don't know. I have to take a look at that. Uh-oh. I'm thinking. Uh-oh. I don't know. This may not work. This may require more than, I may have to replace the switch on it. Daggone it. It was hard to push. All right, well, let's just see what happens. Oh, no, it's working. It's working. It's just really weird. Let me show you. That switch, I'm still thinking I'm probably going to have to do something. You can see the switch there? If I flip it off here, it's off. But the switch is really sensitive. See, I can just barely push it, and the power comes on. But it is coming on. Okay, so then let's go ahead, and I do have the plug over here that I've already plugged in through the capture card, anticipating that we might be able to do this. This one is this one right here. So we'll plug it into here. I think this works on this one. Yeah. Why isn't this going in, guys? It's a standard DIN, right? I feel like it's not wanting to go in here. Well, that's odd. I know it's not this one, because that's not. All right, let me try the one. That's weird, because that's the one I use for all my other Commodores. So let me see. Let me grab the one that they have, which is this one right here. Wait a minute. Isn't that? Yeah, wait a minute. Do I have the wrong thing? I might have the wrong cable. Yeah, I probably do. Shoot, I think I pulled the wrong cable. That's why it's not working. You goofball. Let me get this one out of here. Let me give you a different view so you can follow along here. So I think I pulled the wrong one. I'm going to use the cable that they provided. So which one is the, let me see which one is the, I'm going to use the guide here just to make sure. The 5-pin, yeah, there it is, 5-pin video. I'm not sure. It's the one next to the, okay. It has been a while, so let me just go ahead and make sure I don't mess it up. Yeah, one next to the cartridge board. Okay. All right, there we go. I did. I brought the wrong cable out. All right, then we'll run over here. Yellow and then black is for audio. Now this will probably only come out of one channel. So let's see if we can pull up our retro view here. And we're going to turn it on. I need to switch over to, where's my thing? On my, got to change over to AV. Okay, and then we'll turn it on, see what happens. Oh man, that switch, I can't hit it again. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix that switch. The switch down here that turns it on, sometimes you can hit it and sometimes you can't. So there's something going on. There it is, now it's on. All right. So there's, okay, I've got the retro. Let me see what's going on here. I'm going to check something here just to make sure I have something out. Oh, I do. Okay, I do. I do have an out. It is working. Now let's see if I can get it out to the screen. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, I know why. I had that problem before. There it is. Here you go. Check it out. It is working, folks, and I think I can do a 4x3 on this. There we go, and get it to where it needs to be. I forgot I changed a couple of things, so it's a different input now. Check that out. That looks really good. The screen looks good too. I mean, it's got a little bit of gel bar, but all right, let's try something here. Whoop. Steven. Oh my God, it's off home keys. And there we go. We'll do the hello world, right? Let's do it. No, 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 no. There we go. Check it out. Slow it down for you by hitting the control. How about that, folks? Wow. Red on yellow blinds a fellow. Red on yellow? What red on yellow? It's not red on yellow. What? That does look good. I agree. So let me hit run, stop, restore. And let's list. Keyboard feels really good. It's tight. Let's check everything, make sure everything's working here. Everything on that row is working. We'll throw a cartridge here in a minute and we'll see how that's working. Yep, got to get me one of them penultimate cartridges. Definitely got to get a penultimate cartridge. And the last row. Man, those feel good. Yeah, we're good. We are good, folks. Everything's working there. Let's try a cartridge. I do have a joystick. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's use the wireless joystick. So we're going to use the Amiga wireless joystick here. Not the Amiga, I'm sorry, the Atari wireless joystick. We will plug that one in. Now this Commodore VIC-20 has just the single port, right, for the joystick. So that's going to be easy enough. Let me go ahead and plug this in. All right, and it is getting power, so that's good. Let's go ahead and turn the power off, and we'll try a game. I'll pick one first. Anybody from the games I showed you, do you want to see any of them? I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with Gorf. That was always, I think, a good one. So let's start with Gorf, and let's see if it works. This is this cartridge is in really good shape too. It's clean. Looks like it's barely been used. Let's see. Let's plug this in. Oh man, don't you remember this from back in the day? Did you know a VIC runs about 10% faster than a C64? Probably because it doesn't have to push as many pixels, right? Let me get some stuff out of the way here. All right, cartridges in. Space Invaders, or I don't have Space Invaders. I have Avenger, Adventureland. I have 8K RAM cartridge, Sargon 2 chest, mole attack, and I have the sky is falling. I'm curious. I have no earthly idea what this is. Do you know what this is? I do not know. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and pull up right here, and I'll turn it on. And oh, I need to sync my joystick too, so I'll have to do that when we turn it on. Yeah, that switch is really hard. I'm going to figure out. I'm having a really hard time getting this switch to flip. I'm going to have to play around with that. I'm afraid. That is weird. There we go. Got it. Okay. So, oh no, this is going to be one of those ones where I have to type sys something another. Can somebody find out what the sys command, sys 32578, is that it? I don't remember. So I'll go ahead and hit this, and that pairs these. What is the sys command for Gorf? I can't remember. I'm going to have to search. Hold on. I used to remember it. I used to have it in my mind. I used to have all these in my mind, right? Let's see if I can get my Mac here. Sys command for Gorf on VIC-20. It is 32. I was right. 32592. That's it. That's it. Okay. So I don't think all these auto booted, folks. I do remember back in the day you had to sys many of these games. Let's see if this one does it. It did not. He isn't reading us. I'm not reading. I'm not. Compared to Avenger, to the box art, no, let's interrupt. Yes, Avengers is, oh, Avenger is Space Invaders. Okay. It should auto boot. You shouldn't need anything. It is not, I have power. It is not booting, folks. Let's try another one. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'll have to do some cleaning on the, oh my gosh, I can't even get the cartridge out. There we go. Let me make sure that, yeah, cartridge looks good. Nothing bad in there. All right, let's try. You said Avengers is Space Invaders. Okay. So here we go. We'll try this one. I may have to try something else. Okay, that one flopped in there pretty nicely. All right, let's give it a shot. Yeah, here I am having problems with that switch again. There we go. All right. Now see, that one didn't pop up either. We might be, let me. Yep, we've got something wrong with the cartridge port or these cartridges. I will have to do something to fix that. So looks like it's not working. Yeah, the NES trick. Yeah, I could do that. Let's see. Go ahead and. These look super clean though. That's the thing. These barely, if you look how clean those look. I mean, there's not much. So that's maybe now. Now, admittedly, the seller did not show a cartridge installed. Let's try something else that's a little bit different. I think if I put a RAM cartridge in, will that bump up the RAM from the boot screen? Is that how that works? Let's see. Oh man, and it is tight too. There we go. All right, let's try this one here. So I've still got the same memory, and I don't remember if that were the case or not, or if it showed you a different memory from, or if you had to activate that somehow. I don't believe so. I believe your memory just bumped up, right? Yeah, that's why I thought it should show 11K. Yeah, exactly. So it looks like I've got some cartridge issues, folks. That's kind of minimal, though. I think that's something I can work through, but I do want to get that working because part of the reason I want this is I wanted to play these cartridges. And of course, if I got the penultimate cartridge, that's not going to work either. All right, that one kind of went in there pretty easy. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it is not working, folks. Okay, so what did we learn? Let's go ahead and start wrapping things up. What did we learn today? Well, today we learned, ladies and gentlemen, that Commodore's still a thing. Everybody's excited about it. And obviously, I'm still excited about it because I'm purchasing old tech still today. Still, I think it's a good deal. Again, I think there's just something I'll do my research on that cartridge port. I'm sure it could just be something dirty, something stuck in there. I'll figure that out. But everything else is working fine. We're getting the screen that we hope for, and everything's working there. So again, it's probably just a little something I need to work on, but it at least is a bit better than the VIC-20s I've had. So I think it's still a good deal. I'll work on it. The port, yeah, it probably just needs cleaning. I'll get some alcohol and some stuff and scrub in there and see if I can figure out what connection isn't going. I'll also pull the cover off anyway. I do need to do a deep clean of it, and I'll do that. Anyway, I still think I got a pretty good deal. Love to know what your thoughts are. Do you still think it's a pretty good deal for 60 bucks? Again, for just the look of this thing and the manual and some of the extra stuff that came with it, I think I got a good deal. And these are the types of deals you don't come by very often. But I will figure it out. So that is, I think that concludes it. We got through. We didn't have any video hiccups. So I'm glad about that. I'll leave the stream up just the way it is. And hopefully folks will come in and get a chance to watch along with us and let us know what they think. If you want to support the channel, don't forget you can leave a super chat down below. We didn't do that during this live stream, but if you're interested in doing that, you can support the channel that way. I did talk about during my last live stream about probably moving my Buy Me a Coffee. Probably will continue to do that. Still thinking about killing that and going to only YouTube memberships. By the way, if you would like to support with a YouTube membership, you can do that down below now. There's a $5 a month option. I will start to work on expanding those within the next couple of months to get all my levels in there. So we have our VIC-20 level, C64 level, 128 level, and Mega 65 levels in there. So, pet level. We had the pet level too. So I need to get all those levels and see if I can do that so that you guys can continue to contribute. That'll make my life easier if I do it that way. Again, it kind of cuts the revenue, but it's not about the revenue. It's about making it easier for me to allow you to support. The other thing I did give some more thought. If you'd like to join the Discord, one of the things I do on the Discord is we try and let people come in who are committed to supporting the channel. Some of you have done that through super chats on a regular basis. So I'm going to start thinking about if you give a certain level as a super chat, then we're going to let you in the Discord because we'd love to have you in there and let this conversation continue all the time. There is a lot of fun stuff in there. Evil Jay is a great contributor. Jamie's Hack Shack has his own channel in there. So if you're interested in the things he does, he posts a lot of stuff that he's working on, which is fun. We have a channel for every Commodore computer. We have a behind the scenes where I'll post things. I'll be traveling in a couple of weeks. I'll be sharing some really fun pictures there. So if that's something you're interested in, if you join down below and get a YouTube membership, email me afterwards, retrocombs@icloud.com, and I'll get you in the Discord. Okay. So we'll start doing that. So again, I'm glad the technology kind of held up in there. I've got to figure out why I'm doing 100% CPU utilization, but I'll work on that. I will more than likely not. Who said that? Neil, I'm on Buy Me a Coffee yet. I still can't get to the Discord. Send me an email, Neil. Send me an email at retrocombs@icloud.com, and I will send you the link so that you can join us on the Discord. I'm so sorry. It should be automatic. What typically happens is if you join, you get an email that automatically, and it sends you that link. Is it because we're still getting problems on the Discord? Let's figure it out, Neil. Let's start a conversation. Or if you want, if you are on Discord, send me a note on Discord, a DM on Discord at RetroCombs, and let me see if I can just add you manually. But I'll need your Discord username. Okay, so there's a couple of ways we can do that. Let's get that worked out because it'd be good to have you in there. But again, back to my probably not going to. We have a few Discord. Yeah, pick one. You can only pick one. Pick a Discord account and let me know. But I probably will not live stream next week. I'm going to take time next week. It's the 4th of July though. I wouldn't be so surprised if I'm sitting around on 4th of July. No, I will not be because I will be traveling and visiting family. That's right. No, forget that. But don't expect a live stream. Maybe Sunday there could be a possibility, but don't expect it. I know you weren't expecting this one, so. But I wouldn't expect one for probably 3 weeks because I'll be traveling a little bit. So that's another reason why I want to sneak another one of these in. So who knows? I might just do a quick ad hoc next week. I think I've said enough. Okay. But for those of you who've hung along this long, thank you. And for those of you who are watching the live stream in advance, all those comments, you can leave your comments about everything we've talked about today down in the video comments down below. So feel free to do that. And I would appreciate it if every one of you maybe goes down there and leaves a little comment too, because that helps us get the word out there. All right, that's it for me, Retrocomians. I am out of here. Retrocombs out. See you later and see some of you in the Discord. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining. It was a blast.